What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Stellar Lumens to Bitcoin, pretty much continuing from where we left off yesterday. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content and want to see more. Otherwise, do check out the links in the description if you guys wanted to see my crypto merch. It will help support the channel, as well as the Amazon link if you guys wanted to look at any accessories or cryptocurrency merchandise. Otherwise, let's move on with today's episode. So we'll be looking at a potential double bottom forming on Bitcoin's 4-hour charts, as well as looking at what I predicted in terms of Stellar's coin to watch, why I think it's important to check it out. There is good money to be made. Otherwise, let's just jump into today's episode. So we are currently on the coin market cap, as you guys can see. Also, hopefully you guys don't mind me wearing purple today. I did just come from the gym, so otherwise, coin market cap 209.6 billion, 24-hour volume 13.4, Bitcoin dominance 52.6. So we're seeing again a fairly similar Bitcoin dominance, staying fairly the same. Same thing with the 24-hour volume, but what I am seeing is the market cap dip lower, which means altcoins seem to be getting more of a hit than Bitcoin, and we can see that by having the similar 24-hour volume and a decreasing market cap. So if I do scroll down ever so slightly, you guys can see that, believe it or not, all of the coins are down. They are all in red, which is quite shocking. The very, very, very little does seem to be in green, and the ones that are in green are not up by much. Another thing to note is that out of these 10, only about... well, they're really not down by much, to be precise. Bitcoin is only down by 0.53. The other coins seem to be down by 1 to maybe 3% max. Ethereum at down 1.6, XRP down 1.4, Litecoin down 2.2. So they're really not getting affected that much. We are seeing a correction. We're seeing some sideways trading. We are seeing a slight downtrend ever so slightly, and I did want to talk about that in a second. So bringing that forward to look at Litecoin, we are looking at Litecoin on the daily. What I want to point out is the daily is a little bit stronger than the 4-hour. Obviously, the weekly is the best chart to use. But the interesting thing about Litecoin on the daily is it gives us a good indication of where this market is headed. So an interesting thing to note, and hopefully you guys are familiar with a double bottom. Basically, a double bottom or a double top. You know, a double top would be, you know, if we had this support right or resistance, this white line, we would see a formation. So for all the new people to the channel, I just want to draw what a double top would look like. If the market came up like that, hit there, fell down again, and then hit it again and couldn't break, that would be a double top. A double bottom is the opposite. A double bottom would look like this, is if we came down, hit once, went back up, and then hit again. That is a double bottom. That's usually bullish, and we break up, meaning that the support that we're holding is extremely strong. And what I'm noticing right now is that Litecoin is experiencing a double bottom. You can see that we have, if I was to draw a support line, it would be right there. We could draw it. I'm not going to do it as of right now, but you can see that we have a support line right here. You can see we have our reversal right there, back up. You can see our resistance at 55, and now we reversed right back down to the same point where we started. A double bottom I consider to be very bullish, so we may see a reverse in the price fairly soon. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. That could be a small buying opportunity for myself to put in a little bit of money, see where this coin goes. We, again, are still pretty darn low on the relative strength index on the daily we're looking at. So keep that in mind, 38. We usually look at the 4-hour, but today is the daily. And we are anticipating a bounce. You can see that we are currently retracing. I'm going to zoom in and make this a little bit easier on us. You can see that we are experiencing a retracement back up. You can see we've had it in the past, and we could potentially move all the way back up to $60 based off of this resistance. Now, another thing to note is with this double bottom, you can see how much closer we are to our $60 high-low MMA, $61 high-low MMA. So if this does hold strong and this support does doesn't break and does hold true, we should potentially be able to reverse this pattern with the double bottom and head back up to, $60, if not higher, retesting the red band at around $66. So this is a potential reversal. We are seeing support being tested currently. Now let's just zoom into the 4-hour to get a better view. You can see, yes, there's another really good sign. One thing to note, now you can see the double bottom formation. We have 1, now we have 2, and we are most likely going to see that reverse back up. You see that we are facing some sort of support right here, down in that region right there. You can see where the bottom of that candle retraced back up was where the support was prior. And then you can see the resistance at the top at $55. The good thing to note is that we are extremely oversold on Litecoin's 4-hour. So it does give me a lot of potential to say that we could reverse right back up, move way beyond 51, break through our high-low MMA, and head right back up to $55 fairly quick. Now that'll be an interesting play because that could turn into a double top, but we're gonna have to, watch it fairly closely because this does look very nice in my opinion. The fact that we are oversold again, and we were oversold prior, could indicate that we are forming some sort of double bottom. So that's definitely a pattern to check out. You can see Bitcoin obviously being the strongest indicator. Again, looking at this on its daily, you can see is only around 40 on its relative strength index. You can see resisted the $65.30 region, so $6,530, pulled back down. You can see we're facing more support right here at 6,260 for those on mobile, and you can see we are currently retracing back up again, so that could be a potential buying opportunity. Buying in right around now and retracing it back up to our high-low MMA is definitely something that is possible. So we are definitely holding very strong below our high-low MMA, though. We haven't really been able to break through the high-low MMA in quite some time, only back until we broke it in the beginning of September. So it's been quite some time where we've been below it, but we are experiencing that double bottom, which we haven't really seen for a while now. You can see we were setting higher lows. You can see that formation, and then we broke bearish. So if you want me to just draw that out for you guys, these are very easy things to track. That is not what I meant to click. So you can see the trend line right here, right there is 1, and then you can see again right here is 2. You can see that symmetrical triangle forming, and then we broke bearish from that. Very interesting. You can then see the weird stability that we had. Broke bearish. A lot of these candles are breaking bearish, but then you can see we had a quick reversal back up, and then a quick reversal back up. So that's another good important note to catch, is that when we experience these whale sell-offs, these massive bearish, sharp spikes downwards, we usually get a correction right back up. You can see they all have a correction back up. They don't really hang out much lower, and again a correction back up. So yes, we are experiencing a red candle, and if we see a sharper one, if we do head lower, if we do head to $6,200, it wouldn't be wrong to say that we could potentially see a sharp retracement back up to, $6,500, $6,600. But a double top is in play right now. Let's see if it holds. If it breaks bearish, it may fall to $6,200. But let's see if this support holds true. We could see a correction back upwards. I'm really wanting to show you guys XLM because I do think that's very interesting. But on that note, another interesting thing, Ethereum broke bearish from our high-low MMA. I wasn't anticipating that to happen. Like I said, the high-low MMA doesn't really seem to be acting as a really big support right now. It does act as a huge resistance, so that's something to pay attention to. So I was kind of inferring that the 206 support that we've had before was going to hold, but then again, we've literally retested it so many times that I guess eventually it wasn't going to hold and we would break bearish from it. One good thing to note is that we are becoming oversold on the relative strength index for Ethereum on the 4-hour. So what that tells me is we pretty much are done with the bearish downtrend, and that's what it looks like for most of the coins. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we see a lot of green across the board and kind of end this bearish trend for the short term, and then maybe pick it up right after. XLM Stellar, pretty much what I called yesterday. As you guys note, with our Elliott Wave 5-point triangle that we had, you guys noticed that we did draw it out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I called and said that we are going to head to number 5. And if you guys wanted to short this coin or want to know when to buy back in, right at 5 would be a very good point to buy in at. We have hit 4, and I was anticipating this resistance to come into play. And you can see clearly enough, we did face the resistance and we broke bearish. Obviously, we hit it and we are now correcting back downwards. And I would bet money on it that we are heading right back down to number 5. And then we will head either back up to, you know, the resistance again, break bullish, or correct back downwards. But I am around 90% positive that we are about to correct all the way down to 5, bounce off this support, and potentially hit the top of the resistance once again. So that's definitely cool. I wouldn't recommend buying into XLM at this current moment unless you wanted to sell it, you know, short it, my bad, if you wanted to short it. If you wanted to buy back in and make a short play, I'd recommend buying in at number 5 right here, holding it and then trading back up, you know, at least to that line right there, and then wait for the next move and then buy back in whichever direction it goes. But if you wanted to hold on to XLM for the long term, you know, it's totally up to you. Any time would be a good buying opportunity. But like I said, the best one, why buy it on its way down when you can buy it on its way up? So number 5 is going to be my recommendation to all of you guys. Otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notification, leave a giant thumbs up if you want to see more content. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.